Greetings of peace, love, and harmony. I am Mandy Samosi, and today we're going to talk about the numerology of 2026. Now, first and foremost, numbers are symbols, right? I don't want to talk about numerology and people are like, what is that? Numbers are symbols, that's all. Now, even though bad, they're just symbols. And I don't want us to get confused with angel numbers because the person who created that was an individual who is now a Christian, who's denounced angel numbers completely. And so that is just not where we're going here. Now, do numbers like 222, 333, 444, 555 hold more weight because of their repetitive nature? Yes, they do. However, this concept pre-existed way before she existed. And that's because like our universe is ran off of numbers. Like numbers are an ancient thing that even our ancestors knew about. And that's one thing. That's number one. Number two is that, wow, yes, numbers have a particular meaning about what they mean. However, when it comes down to certain things, it's really contingent upon you, right? Especially when it comes to those repeating numbers, like 222, 333. Like what resonates with you in terms of their meanings? When you see 333, what does it mean? Like, because anybody can tell you, like, okay, threes are based on communication. So when you blah, 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 da, 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 like, no. And when you read a lot of this other information online, especially because everyone has become so convoluted with spiritual information, everything really seems the same. Like if I read the spiritual number, angel number for 555, it looks just like 444 or 333 or 999 especially. So it's not to say that they don't have their place. It's just this is not what we're doing today. Amen, amen. So when I'm doing this numerology report, I'm going to break it down in a very science-based and also encourage you to sit with it, meditate with it, and determine what feels good for you and your soul. Like when you hear 2026, you know it's coming up. And I break down to you how that is 1 year. What comes up for you? Like, do you feel like it's new beginnings? Like, what is that for you? As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you are enjoying the content. I would like to be monetized and all that jazz. And it helps with the algorithm because right now I seem to be very, very, very much so shadow banned. Yay me. So let's get into it. 2026, like I said, when you add up all those numbers, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So 2026 is a 1 year. Doesn't take a mathematician to figure out that 2025 is a 9 year. So we're coming from these endings, which is 9, the ending of cycles, the ending of karmic cycles, karmic debt, and we're going into a 1 year, which is about new beginnings. You know, a new reality created, a new world, starting new adventures, new ventures in general. And understanding that even though we're starting, it doesn't mean we're going to see that quick, instant change, but it does mean that we're going to be building a solid foundation. And I'll tell you what I mean by that when I say that. 10, ones and zeros. If anybody knows anything about binary code or anything like that, that's what it's basically composed of, ones and zeros. Everything in tech, everything in the universe is really ran off of ones and zeros. So us being in a year of 1 and a 0, which is a 1 year, it brings on that energy of creating and building and starting afresh and starting anew. It brings up that energy of really being okay and being okay with starting fresh. It's supportive of starting fresh because for me, I can speak for myself, 2025 has been it's been a year I had to let go of a lot of things. I got pushed out of a lot of things that I was holding on to because I didn't want to let go. out of fear of comfort. So when you're fear of discomfort, I should say. So when you're coming from that and you're going into this new beginning, it's like, oh my Lord, where do I start? Now's the time to think about it. For me, I always start with, what did I always want to do that I was always afraid of doing? And I've been seeing, as I've been building and creating in that realm, that's been extremely supportive of me. And especially outside of this YouTube space, and as I have been really evaluating my purpose in life, I can see those things falling into place. So I encourage you to do the same. With the binary code, the ones and the zeros, it is a really opportune time for you to do that. And I promise you, you will see a lot of leaders, a lot of companies rolling out a lot of new things, especially once you view my astrological report and you see what's going to happen there as well in 2026. So, another thing I wanted to bring up with the ones and zeros is you're dealing with male and female energy. One being the masculine energy. Well, I won't say male and female, excuse me. You're dealing with masculine and feminine energy. One being masculine energy, zero being feminine energy. So that means we don't only have support of new beginnings with that one, but we also have support of balance and harmonious energy. So that means anything that we're trying to do, because everything in nature exists in a harmonious state. There's this quote that says, anything that has gone extinct in nature is because it lacked harmony. It started to not have any more harmony. So the fact that we're going into a new year where there is harmony naturally, as long as we're creating from a harmonious space as well, the foundation that we're creating for ourselves is going to be solid. So keep that in mind. You're dealing with that. Leadership too. So leadership is also important when you're dealing with a 1 year. If you're seeking leadership, if you're wanting leadership, if you want to host a place in leadership, build up your leadership skills. Now's the time to do that. Start now reflecting and creating the goals and not living in fear and just doing those things. Be very intentional about your goal planning, your thoughts too, because like I stated, ones and zeros is binary code that the universe lives off of, that this entire world exists off of, whether you believe it or not. It's the truth. So ones and zeros, your thoughts, that energy, those ones and zeros will respond off of that. So mind your words as well. Don't allow fear to get to you. And that's really it. It's short and simple. It has been a chaotic year for a lot of us. We can see that on a global scale, a large scale, especially if the news wasn't so suppressed in the US. And we're on to some even more change in terms of newness, if we allow it. And I will talk more on that in the astrological report. So click the link in the descriptions if you want to learn more about me and what I have to offer. And like, comment, subscribe, and put that notification bell on. There will be one video per day leading up to 2026. And thank you so much if you've been watching me. Peace.